good to see you. Are you alright? Oh, you look a bit pale, a bit pained. Wait, let me guess. It's your period, isn't it? The amount we have to suffer. What did we ever do to deserve menstruation, eh? Oh my dear. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry it hurts. Yes, I know a little bit about menstrual pain myself. I've been a long time sufferer. Actually, why don't I give you a nice hand massage and then distract you with some of these menstrual facts I have banging around in my brain? Well, I don't know if it'll make the pain any less, but maybe it'll give you a bit of a distraction. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve it, not one bit. And if I could, I'd just snap my fingers and take it away. Here, darling, give me your hand. Oh, you've lovely soft hands. Your cuticles are in much better shape than mine, I don't mind saying. Well then. So, when it comes to menstrual cramps, they're probably caused by an excess of what they call prostaglandins. I know, the fancy scientific word. They're kind of like hormones, and they're released from the lining of your uterus as your uterine lining is preparing to be shed. And prostaglandins help the uterus contract and relax, so that the lining can detach and flow out of your body, and that's what we know as menstruation. And so in that sense, prostaglandins are a necessary part of the reproductive process, but if there's a lot of them, then they can cause pain because the uterus contracts very strongly. Blood flow to that part of the body is reduced. The supply of oxygen to the uterine muscle tissue decreases, and so it hurts. Now, for most people with period cramps, it's still not known what exactly predisposes them, and not others, to very painful menstruation. Inflammation might play a role. Yes, so the thing I was mentioning before, prostaglandins, they're actually related to inflammation, and where you find inflammation, you find higher levels of prostaglandins, that's right. And people who have a lot of menstrual pain, very painful periods, they also have higher levels of inflammatory markers in the blood. And that's even if you ignore confounding factors such as body mass index, smoking, alcohol consumption, etc. And inflammation has also been linked to greater distress associated with other premenstrual symptoms, including mood changes, which I can certainly relate to. Now, you too. At least it's comforting to have a fellow sufferer, isn't it? Sort of commiserate a little bit. Now, people are more likely to have painful periods if they also have very heavy and long bleeding, if they start menstruating early in life, or if their periods are quite irregular. Other factors that might be associated with painful menstruation include smoking, being very thin, being younger than 30, so theoretically the pain tapers off after that age. Theoretically. Having a pelvic infection and being sterilized. So, as you well know, the symptoms of menstrual cramps include throbbing or cramping pain in your lower abdomen. Typically it starts 1 to 3 days before your period, and then it subsides about 2 to 3 days after you start menstruating. It's a very dull, continuous ache, and it can radiate to your lower back and thighs. I know my lower back hurts terribly during menstruation, almost unbearable. And then some lucky people with uteruses also have nausea, digestive issues, headaches, dizziness. And when you speak to doctors about it, some will take it more seriously than others, unfortunately. You'll often be given very pat advice. So, for example, exercising regularly can help. Heat can help. So something like a warm bath or a heating pad. But I think one of the most important things you can do is reduce stress. Stress worsens all kinds of physical pain. This is well documented, and I know that you, my darling in particular, have been having a rather stressful time of it lately. Well, you're the type that tends to put entirely too much of a burden on themselves. You take responsibility for all sorts of things that oughtn't to be your responsibility. You know that. You bite off more than you can chew, and that's because you're a very responsible person, very highly motivated person, a very kind person. And unfortunately, kindness is sometimes rewarded with overburdening and a great psychological load. Of course, we love you because you're kind, and because you're so responsible, because you're so highly motivated. But sometimes you need to love yourself by dialing those tendencies back a bit and just focusing on you. Actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to share with you some of the stress relief and stretching techniques that I have used when I've dealt with my own menstrual issues. They're very simple. You can do all of them while lying on your back. In fact, I encourage you to lie flat on a bed and just unwind. And if this happens to lead to you falling asleep, so much the better, I say. Does that sound alright? Good. Alright then. First, let me introduce you to a few of the stretches. I'm going to have you lie down on your back, alright? Good. Now, lying on your back, I would like you to gaze straight up at the ceiling, or alternatively, you may close your eyes. And if there is any remaining tension in your body, I would like you to just let it go. Just simply relax your muscles while breathing normally. Next, I would like you to gently bring up your left knee and place your right calf over top it. Your leg should end up looking like a figure 4. Now, very gently, so as not to experience discomfort, I want you to bring your right knee down so that your right calf is parallel to the bed from ankle to knee. And again, you don't want to do this to the point of pain, just give yourself a nice stretch and then allow your legs to straighten out again. Next, we will do that on the other side, so bring your right knee up and then place your left calf over top of it. So now you are doing a figure 4 on the opposite side, and then gently press your left knee down towards the bed or the floor so that your left calf and shin are becoming increasingly parallel. Breathe deeply as you do so. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Stretch out your legs again. Allow those muscles to relax. Next, we are going to bring our left leg straight up, the bottom of your foot toward the ceiling. It is perfectly acceptable if your knee is a little bent. Then I want you to clasp your leg with your hands behind your thigh and pull back ever so gently. Again, you don't want to do this to the point where you feel pain. Now breathe deeply as you stretch. Nicely done. Now we will take the other side. Bring your right leg up, straight, bottom of your foot pressing up against the ceiling, and clasp both hands behind your thigh. Pull very gently and then breathe in. And then out. Very good job. And you should feel that stretch in the back of your knee and thigh now. Release your leg, allow them to stretch out, and then bring your legs into a butterfly pose. The bottoms of your feet should be pressed against one another. Your knees should be bent just like the wings of a butterfly. And open up your hips so that your knees are as close as possible to the surface of the bed. Now, what we're going to do next is to give ourselves a digestive system massage. So begin massaging in counterclockwise circles just above your right hip bone. This is the entrance to the large intestine. And as you continue working your way counterclockwise, bring your hand up, tracing the large intestine towards your right ribs. Now once you reach your ribs, you will hang a left and bring your hand across, again tracing your large intestine. Once you reach your left ribs, go ahead and bring your hand down again, continuing to circle counterclockwise. If you would like to pause the video, you may repeat this as many times as you want. This is because the muscles and ligaments of the digestive system tend to also get very tense during menstruation, and that results in digestive issues for some. Now, go ahead and bring your legs out straight, your arms out straight, and completely relax. And I want you to bring to mind a rose, a beautiful rose that is just about to bloom. This rose represents your lower abdomen and your pelvic region, and we are also going to make that region of your body bloom. Now visualize in your mind that rose opening ever so slightly, petal by petal. As each petal opens, it relaxes outward and opens bit by bit into a beautiful, beautiful blooming flower. In the same way, release the muscles of your lower abdomen and pelvic floor so that they bloom open, just like that rose. And as they do so, they will naturally relax. You may feel your pelvic floor drop as it releases downward. You may also visualize all those tense muscles of your abdomen and your pelvis turning to water, just flowing. No tension in them at all, just flowing. Take a deep breath in and out again. You may continue breathing like this for as long as you would like. If this naturally leads to you falling asleep, that is perfectly acceptable. If, after breathing for a while, you would like to get up and resume your day, that is also perfectly acceptable. However, at this time of severe menstrual pain, please give yourself permission to rest as your body requires. Until next time,